Hi, everyone. Thanks for taking the time today to join our session. As Patty mentioned, my name is Rox, and I will give you a bit of an overview today of Looker, what it is as a data platform and how it can help you on your journey to hopefully understand your data better and make the best use of it. And then Seb is going to show you a nice demo of what that looks in reality, what Looker can provide for you. So that being said, I'm not going to repeat what we're going to do again, but yeah, my name is Rox, and I'm a lead data analyst at CTS. I've been working with Looker now for over a year and a half, and Seb's a Looker consultant with Google. He has many years of Looker experience under his belt. Do you want to say a few words, Seb?
I think you covered it. Yeah, I've been with Looker for 7 years, doing sales engineering and partner engineering. So happy to be here.
Yeah, so just a quick overview of some of the topics we'll try to cover today. So as I mentioned, I'm going to give you a quick look at Looker, and we're going to start at first looking at what a traditional approach to reporting might be and how we can go beyond that traditional BI approach and what the Looker solution stack can offer. And then we're going to have a look at how we can make the best use of Looker and BigQuery, another tool from the Google Cloud stack, which I think some of my colleagues have talked to you about today, and how we can use those to capture data better and break down those silos that typically exist within businesses, how we can create actionable insights from that data, and how we manage and govern this data and insights in the best way possible. And then we're off to the exciting bit, which is the demo by Seb. So without further ado, let's have a look of what some traditional approaches to BI might be. And traditionally, what happens is that regardless of the path that businesses take to get there, usually the result is that some dashboards and reports get created, which get shared with some people in the business that might have specific technical skills or specific sets of access, but typically these solutions fail to reach all the people in the business. We're thinking here about a workforce that maybe doesn't sit in front of a desktop all day, or people that don't really have the time to invest in learning how to use a new tool. So these are the people that we're going to try to look at today, how we can address these issues and make a use case for reaching them better. Sorry, there we go. My slides had gone a bit slow. Can everyone still see my slides? Seb, can you confirm you can still see my slides?
I can see your slide. It's missing the image on the right.
Sorry?
It's missing the image on the right, but I can see the slide.
Missing the image. Yeah, I can see the same thing, and I'm not quite sure why it's doing that. Let me stop sharing it for a bit and share again. Apologies about that. I thought it was not just me that couldn't see everything. No, the image is still missing.
You just have to build it. Keep clicking.
Oh, okay. I see. I've got some animation. Apologies about that. Okay, so let's have a look at how we build on the image by keep clicking, but also have a look at how we can activate our full workforce. So if we look back at the traditional approach to data delivery and data discovery that was resulting in dashboards being created. These are typically viewed as the gateway to giving people access to data. And that's not to say they don't add value to a number of people across the organization. However, as I mentioned, they do fail to reach everyone across the business and activate your full workforce. Now, what we've come or should come to expect out of modern BI solutions is to be able to deliver diverse experience for people across your business, provide dashboards that are more dynamic and interactive that people can use to drill into their data at a deeper level, and go even further than that by providing exploration and facilities such as self-service so people can start to build their own reports. And if we then start to look even beyond that layer of BI, we might expect to, for example, be able to integrate these insights that we get from the data into applications or workflows, such as Salesforce or Marketo, for example. Be able to build workflows that are driven by this data, or even have custom applications that are built for the business needs to deliver new value streams to our customers or to our partners. And these are just some examples that kind of scratch the surface of the possibilities that you can unlock through modern BI deployment and Looker. So let's have a look at what Looker actually provides and how it can start to bridge those gaps we were talking about. So first of all, as with any modern BI and analytics platform, you can expect to have modern visualizations available for quick customizable insights. That's kind of a given. But then you get access to raw level data through the in-database architecture behind it. You've also got access to an extensive REST API that can support the build of those custom apps and workflows I was telling you about. It works with a semantic modeling layer that is used to standardize the metrics and usage patterns across your business. So you can make sure that everyone is looking at the same data and metrics and KPIs, and there's that unified view of how your business is doing. It's at the same time, it's scalable and lightweight. So for all that modeling power, the web-based architecture means that it can easily be deployed, and it's also multi-cloud, and you have access to any database environment through it. So you've got a lot of flexibility in there to access your data and use it. And if we start to look at what that would look in practical terms, what this Looker solution stack would look like. So you've got at the core of it, you're going to have your data. So that can be customer data, productized data, or public data that you might to plug in to enhance the insights that you're providing to the business. And Looker runs queries against the data in your warehouse. Now we're talking here about BigQuery, part of the Google stack as well. So once you've got the data in your BigQuery instance, you are free to connect to it and build upon it in Looker. And how you do that is through the next level, which is through LookML, which is Looker's governance and business logic model. So this is kind of the foundation that allows all the pieces that you're building in Looker. It tells them how to interact with your underlying data to provide the insights that you're after. Then you've got the data exploration environment. So in here, you've got an interface that allows people to start to ask their own questions of their data based on the rules that you've set in the model. And this means that you can give this access to people without them necessarily having to go and ask for custom reports from your data analysts, which might already be busy creating some other reports. So it offers, it basically brings the data into the hands of everyone across your business. And then I was telling you about dashboards, which you should expect to have from a BI tool, but the dashboards in Looker go a bit deeper by providing the users with an interactive experience to surface insights and analysis. And they're going to be the starting point for people to go ahead and dig deeper into the data that's available. And then I've mentioned also that you can go further and build custom data products within Looker to kind of fit your business needs. And you can also build workflows that allows you to send data through actions or instructions to other tools and systems. So you can do Salesforce integration, you can send data straight through Slack and so on. So we've talked so far about how best to integrate Looker in your business. I'm gonna go now through how Looker can help you to become a customer-centric, data-driven business, and we're gonna look at a case of a retail type business, and I believe that's the demo that Seb is going to take you through as well. But that's not to say that this can't be customized to fit your individual needs. But if we think in terms of a retailer and the various people across the business and their data needs, so we might have, for example, someone in marketing and customer service that might want to know how to identify customer segments and make sure they create a loyal customer base. On the same note, store managers might be thinking about how they can maximize the revenue across the various channels, whilst the merchandising department is going to be more interesting in understanding their inventory trends so they can make better decisions on assortments and what to stock. And ops and logistics, for example, they might want to know how to manage that supply chain better and manage the inventory better. And then, of course, we've got people in executive roles that want to look at the bigger picture and understand how the business is performing overall, or how they can use the data to predict and maybe increase customer lifetime value. So a good approach to achieve those and make sure everyone's got access to the data that they need would be this three-step approach that I'm going to talk to you in a bit more detail about. So if we look at a solution that involves BigQuery and Looker, you can use BigQuery to capture all your data and break down the silos to make sure all the data is centralized with a serverless and highly scalable data warehouse that can fit your business needs. You can then use Looker to create these actionable insights that will allow you to become more customer-centric, and then use it as well to manage and govern all of those insights. So if we look at the first step of capturing data and breaking down silos, what does that look like in terms of BigQuery, and how does it help you do that? Well, you can get real-time insights in BigQuery by streaming data straight into it. It's got built-in ML capability, so you can have out-of-the-box predictive insights, just hooking the ML models into your data and see what your business might look like in the future. It's encrypted, durable, and highly available, so your data is always there and ready for you to use it whenever you need it. It's agile and it can scale because it's a fully managed and serverless service. It can go from gigabyte to petabyte in terms of seconds, both in terms of storage, but also in terms of you actually querying that data. And speaking of querying the data, the BI engine gives you high speed in-memory power, making sure that your reporting and analysis can run as fast as they can. So in terms of how you can start to actually make use of the power behind BigQuery to build and operationalize those solutions, there are blocks built within BigQuery already that can allow you quite quickly to predict customer attrition and loyalty to drive preemptive actions. You can leverage the machine learning, and also you can have people that are already familiar with SQL building and testing custom ML models. The second step would be to create those actionable insights to become more customer-centric. So if we go back to that picture of the various people across the business and those needs that they might have, Looker has blocks that it provides out of the box that can allow you, with a bit of quick customization, to build dashboards really quickly and give people exploratory experiences with full interactivity. And you're going to be able to incorporate all of your data sources in one place. So if we look at some of these Looker blocks, for example, there's a segmentation block that allows you to segment your customers and users by various attributes to understand what drives their loyalty. The retention block can allow you to understand how well you're retaining various cohorts and of customers and what you can do to improve that retention. Then you've got the affinity analysis block, where you can see association between any two events. This is commonly used in market basket type analysis to see how often, for example, some items are purchased together, and you can extrapolate that to a number of different use cases. And also, for example, for marketing departments, they might be interested in doing A/B testing, so that can be easily implemented through the use of a block as well. And finally, how do we actually manage and govern our data insights using this platform that we've hopefully built using BigQuery and Looker? Well, if we go back through all the steps that we've covered so far, you can go relatively quickly through from a point of having your data in data silos to a centralized data warehouse in BigQuery that can easily scale to fit your business needs, that you then plug into Looker to build a model allowing you to implement governance and control on your data. And that allows you to provide various data experiences depending on your business and your users' needs. So that can go from interactive dashboards and self-service data exploration to integrating insights either into your inbox or in Slack, and making sure that the data is in the tools that the people already work in. Make sure you can build data-driven workflows, provide, for example, dynamic real-time alerting so people know when certain events are happening. And also you can go that level further where you build custom applications with your data. So just a quick recap before I hand over to Steph, because I think I'm a bit over time. But why should you choose Looker and BigQuery, where in 3 easy bullet points, it will allow you to have real-time insights from your data. It's great in terms of time to value. So you can save up to 70% of your analyst time by leveraging Looker's modern modeling platform, and also making sure that people can self-serve on the data that you've got available. And also ease of use by allowing users to actually be able to ask their own questions without having to go through the analyst. And I believe that is the end of my session. Patty, did you want to say something before we go on?
Yes. So while Seb will prepare his demo, I just wanted to point out that we have an exclusive bootcamp offering at the back of this. It might or might not involve wine, and it might or might not involve a Looker demo. So I would say check it out. And if you want to discuss any questions or want more information with Rox or Seb, then feel free to book a one-on-one slot tomorrow. I will put the links in the chat.
Thanks, Patty, and thanks, everyone.
And then we hand it over to Seb.
Thank you very much. I will start my screen now. Take a few more of your minutes before you jump onto the next session here. Kind of trying to show a little bit of what Rox was talking to you all about, and also how this kind of the Looker experience is enriched by all the rest of the GCP session that you're seeing today, and how everything comes together. When it comes to Looker, so I might talk a little bit fast today. I apologize. We're available if you have any questions, through the links that Patty has already shared. Looker is online, so I'm logged in through my browser. On my homepage, I have access to all the content that's already been created and saved. And specifically for today, we have a board, kind of a way of arranging dashboards and things like that, that I'm going to be using around demo. Very much starting very generally on how is my company doing at the group level. So across all different markets, across all different stores that I have, right? Kind of like a CEO, high-level executive view on my data. This is all getting gathered directly live from the database. So all the numbers you're seeing are really like the latest reports and how things are going, etc. So I can get an overview of my year-over-years or transactions and how does that compare. It's very much simply coming from your database. So connecting to that and getting the information, I could very easily, like in this case, compare how different stores are doing, one to another, like Philadelphia doing really well, Los Angeles doing pretty poorly compared to last year, right? As it's this explained over here. We'll dig into that in a minute, actually. But before I go there, I also wanted to show you this idea of integration with machine learning that could, for example, help you identify customer segment in an automated way. BigQuery machine learning is really good at that for anything that's around segmentation or bucketing, etc. So kind of identifying these groups. We've named them, right? But the identification of these groups has been automated and maybe help you identify which one is doing best, which one should you target or concentrate on, etc. But if we're more on a standard approach to my business, Los Angeles doing poorly is something that I care about, something that I want to explore further. So I could go into this data and see what are different numbers. Or if I'm an executive and actually lack in time, I could maybe integrate in this case with App Engine, or to just send a text message to the store manager and say, hey, can you have a look and let me know what's happening, right? If I now switch role to the store manager receiving this text, I could simply click on the link, assuming that I have the Looker mobile app. This would just open in the application. If you don't have the application, it would open in your browser, right? So regardless of how you're accessing this, you can have access to it on the go. And similarly, all of this information now is going to be restricted for just Los Angeles, and you're seeing the same sort of metrics. And what we can see is that the transaction numbers are down a little bit, and the basket size seems to be a lot further down. So probably is a bit more of an impact. I actually had a quick look earlier to investigate what was going on. And I noticed that if I not just look at the last week, but actually look at maybe the last 2 weeks, that effect is even more pronounced, right? So I'm just changing the dates here, refreshing the data, gathering information from the database. And if I look at a 2-week span, actually my transactions are up and my basket size is even further down, right? So that might be something that I want to investigate. If I go back to my week here, it's kind of getting confirmed with this value here. So while my transactions are a tiny bit down, my sales are a lot down, right? So let's do that. A quick kind of sense check, something that's a little bit of demonstration, because it can give you an idea of what's possible, is combining this information, combining my sales data with my weather data, right? The weather data is some available public data sets that's just in BigQuery. I can combine that with my private data set, which is my sales, and see whether, is there an effect of temperature, rain, whatever, depending on our business, that might be super relevant. And in this case, it doesn't seem to have a huge effect when I'm comparing my stores with other stores. It kind of seems pretty straight, like no correlation there, really. So what we can do though is maybe focus on the actual baskets. So what's in the inventory, what should be sold, what's not being sold, etc. Again, simply kind of looking at a forecast of machine learning, and B, a comparison with what other stores are selling. I can identify things that are maybe understocked or maybe overstocked, and how is that adequating to a potential loss of revenue as a missed opportunity cost, right? So here I should be stocking a lot more Ray-Bans, and actually if I look down in my comparison with peer stores, I can see that these Ray-Bans are actually getting sold a lot more in the rest of the other stores compared to mine, right? Also, I'm in Los Angeles, like there's a lot of sun, makes sense. Whereas jeans, for example, these are very much like I'm on par. The zip item is on par, etc., etc. So I can use this comparison. So what I might want to do is kind of run a promotion or see a way of actually how can I sell more of these, right? See, they seem to be a good driver. Having a look at a focus dashboard on this item specifically, there's this comparison dashboard around product segmentation. I can easily identify which are the items that are driving bigger revenues, which items should I bundle with these sort of things. And that's the type of analysis that I can do and really easily use to identify with those user segments and decide who to focus on. I would happily go into more detail. Unfortunately, we're running a little bit out of time. The last thing I wanted to show you before I run out of time is an idea of taking all this information and actually being able to make it available externally. It's something that's very easy and straightforward with Looker, whether you are embedding dashboards or whether you are actually using the API to provide information in different graphical means. That's something that Looker is really well positioned to do, and that goes back to this idea of applications and customization that Rox was already telling you about. As mentioned, please don't hesitate to reach out. We can show you a much more relaxed demo and address your specific pain points if you would like to get back in touch. Thank you very much.